Hello, Goddess, and welcome to this week's Super Sign Sunday. There was not one last week, just divinely aligned that way, nor was there a Twin Flame Tuesday. We are just really being asked to surrender in such a big way and really just allow for things to continue to unfold on each our own self-love empowerment journeys, just as they continue to unfold on the grand stage of this whole great awakening that we are all a part of in bringing forth this new earth rising. We are all builders and creators of this new earth, and that's honestly a lot of what will keep me from getting videos made and published for all of you. There's a lot of work that goes into this, and I do it because I love it. And I love you. I love creating all of this for all of you and for me too, of course, because these energy readings definitely clarify things for my own self in my journey, just as they are intended to clarify things for all of us in each our own journeys as divine feminine goddesses rising on each our own self-love empowerment journey. And for those really quick on that twin flame journey, remember, Goddess, it is about you. So for Super Sign Sunday, it is all about you. It is the divine feminine energy reading. So come with me into the forest for more than the trees. Let's discover and embrace all this intuition sees. Together we shall come to know that which we need to reclaim our goddess power on this divine journey indeed. So with that, let's dive right into the cards and see what we have for this week, since it's been 2 weeks since I published a video and did this. It almost feels out of body. However, what we often need to do is exactly what this card says. Take that step out of the regular environment that you are adapted to, or that which is familiar to you, meaning that which keeps your ego in its cycles of comfort, even though those cycles of perceived comfort really are not very comfortable. They're just familiar. Yet you're not happy, you feel like shit, it just doesn't feel good. And that's showing you that there's healing to be had there, that there are things that are out of alignment in you and in your life, and it's okay. In fact, it is vital that you take that step back and you focus on what is calling for your attention within you, within yourself, and you listen to that. It's very challenging for myself as a creator, because there's a lot of that guilt that, oh my God, I need to create this video. I need to put it out every week. I have to do that. Goddess, allow for me to be an example for you of what it is to tune in and listen to your needs first. Because if you are not filling your cup first, you have nothing to pour into anybody else's cups. So it's vital that when this part of you is calling for that healing, recognize that also this healing process, this healing practice and action that is necessary at this time is for your own growth and, yes, healing and learning and understanding. But it's also for you to be that leader and lead by example for those around you and in your environment that you have any interaction with ever, that you show them what healing really looks like. And again, that's why I tend to kind of be like, oh, well, there's not going to be a video this week and I just have nothing to give. And let that be okay. No splaining. No splaining, Lucy, no splaining, okay? You do not explain yourself. You don't need to explain yourself to anybody when you take the time that you need. And look, 454, I just got on the timer. right there. And 454 is a very common number. I know in my world, it's very much about grounding into the present moment, being present, be here now. You are supported in your choices, right? So if you choose that you choose for yourself to take that time off, take that time to disconnect and really focus in on what you need, you are serving the greater good. All right, be confident in yourself and your abilities. Ooh, look right there. A block or limiting belief is holding you back from full self-expression. That is why when you reach a point, see right there, oh my gosh, I have like a little burp, a little block right there. A block or limiting belief is holding you back from full self-expression. Oh, wow. Wow. Right there, amplifying that, of really acknowledging that it's going to be something that's very obvious, yet maybe simultaneously subtle, if that makes any sense at all. Because the subtlety of it is that it's comfortable, it's familiar. This block, this limiting belief is familiar. It keeps you stuck where you are, yet it's huge because it's blocking you from your full expression of self. All right, so it's very important that, again, you recognize what is blocking you and you say, okay, I'm going to pull back and I'm going to go within and I'm going to really focus on this so that I can break through, break it down to break through, break down that block, break down that limiting belief to break through to the other side. And even now I feel like I'm in a very different energetic space doing this reading for you. All right, so again, angel number 454, to reiterate, come into the present moment. Be here now. You are safe. Embrace your destiny. You are supported in your choices. A clarified plan is essential for an optimal outcome. If you are continuing forward and everything is chaos, the results that you're going to get are going to be chaos. When you have a clear focus and a clear path for where you desire to go, it doesn't matter what falls into your path on your way to get there. You still have a very clear vision of where you're headed. But if you don't have that clear vision and it's just chaos, which our traumas and our triggers, that's what causes so much of this chaos for ourselves and keeps us in these blocks and limiting beliefs. So it's very important that you be confident in yourself and your abilities. All right, your ability to break down, to break through whatever this, your ability as a natural healer to both heal yourself and others through the healing of yourself, through the leading by example. So again, a block or limiting belief is holding you back from full self-expression. Angel number 454. With that, next, oh my goodness, oof. All of these, boom. When this card for me, beloved, as a self-love empowerment coach and a twin flame goddess herself for all my twin flamers out there, this card has always embodied the energy for me as you are your beloved. You are your first true love. You need to be, goddess, because true love can only begin within, from where it expands outward to envelop, encompass, and embrace those around us. Imagine filling your cup so full that it overflows into those around you. That when you go out into the world, you're pouring into other cups because you have acknowledged the responsibility that is yours and are choosing to maintain that accountability for yourself and taking that responsibility to heal thyself. To recognize again when you need to take that step back and say, no, I don't have anything to give to anybody else. I must tend to my cup. There's a leak in my cup. There's a crack in my cup. Whatever it is, Goddess, whatever it is, that trauma, that wound, that trigger, that crack in your cup that's causing you to leak out things, or hemorrhage energy, as I like to say, when we're attracting energy. Vampires and people just are constantly wanting to milk from us. We're hemorrhaging that energy. And so we then have nothing for our passions. We have nothing just left to give because we're being siphoned off of. And this is what comes with being a responsible empath, is to learn boundaries, to learn to say no, to learn to recognize when you need to fill your own cup, when you need to pull back and say, hey, I love you. I gotta love me more right now. And I need to take this time for myself to tend to my own garden, because there's some weeds cropping up. And those weeds, again, are these wounds, these limiting beliefs, these blocks that are making themselves known as this toxicity in the soil of your garden for what you desire to grow in your life. If you have toxicity in the ground, you're not going to be very likely to grow a fruitful crop, because you don't have the nourishment that is needed to do so. And that comes from your mindset, affirmations, meditation. Again, taking this time to nurture and really heal your own energetic environment. That's self-explanatory right there. I am this is exactly what I'm saying, is to take that time. So more of that affirming that, Goddess, that you are supported in saying to someone, I'm not available. Or even to say, I know we made these plans, but I'm just so drained. I'm tired. I'm not up for it. It does not feel aligned. And a true friend, a true soulmate, right? Because it's really truly our soulmates, our soul connections that really get us in that respect and say, hey, I get it. You do you, boo. I'm gonna be over here. Okay, I'm gonna be over here doing me, and we'll it's all divine. It's all divine. We'll meet up again when it's all aligned to do so. And we honor that for each other when we need to take that time away. This is being really amplified in my own life through energy vampires and narcissism in individuals. You wouldn't think, or that we tend to sweep under the rug at first because of that whole, I like to call her my bleeding heart bitch. In human design, we have defined and undefined centers, and my solar plexus, of course, is undefined, which is highly empathic. You literally fall right into other people's energetic states of being and can easily find yourself in situations that you normally wouldn't have said yes to, but you're standing there going, how did I end up here? And it's because of easily being overrun, shall we say, by someone else's energy. So again, this is why it's so important to be taking this time for yourself, so that you can be able to discern what's yours and what's other people's, and then be able to be willing and able to say, no, thank you. That's not for me. Again, I'm not interested in that. That's not aligned for me. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel good. You don't even need to explain that to them. Just, no, thank you. I'm not interested. And let that be that. Okay? The only person you really ever have to answer to is yourself, Goddess. Because this is your life, your journey, and nobody else can live it for you, can walk it for you, can be you. It's all you. And that's why it's so important that you recognize that you are your first true love. The truest love you could ever know. Because only you could ever truly know you. And if you don't then it's because you've chosen not to. Okay? So find the courage. Find the courage. Oh my goodness, look, you are safe. We have that in angel number 454 and now on the card. You are safe, goddess. It's okay. It's okay what you're going through. It's okay that you feel afraid to assert your boundaries. You feel afraid to say to someone that, look, I'm just not there right now. Just kind of leave me alone for a while. Because I get it. There are people that are bound to be in our lives who don't get it, who are not on this awakening journey. They're more on the woke side, which means asleep. You know, they're not actively digressing themselves, right? They're not actively healing themselves and, again, taking that responsibility and making the changes that need to be made within themselves so that they begin to, again, grow in their garden the crop that they actually want to be growing. So many people's gardens, quote unquote, in their minds, right, are just full of weeds, right? We're constantly watering the weeds. And to clarify for any of my audience who may be new to my coaching realm, I have said for years, almost since the beginning, it was divinely downloaded during a live where I said that, you know, our minds are like a garden, right? We can either be watering the weeds or growing the garden. Meaning you can just half-ass it and just throw the hose on it and feed the same shit over and over and not actually do any work on it. Or you can cultivate your garden, meaning you till the land, you re-nourish, re-fortify the dirt from which your crop will be being fueled by the nutrients in the ground, right? So it's really, really important that you take this stock for yourself right now, goddess. You have that courage to take this stock and realize that also people who come into your life, they're either going to be assisting with watering the weeds or growing your garden. And we are very much with the end of this year and coming into this new year, it's very much the energy of really taking stock of the relationships in your life and having that courage to recognize what relationships are tied to your unhealed self or who are tied to unhealed facets and beliefs and blocks about yourself to amplify so you can heal those. As you heal those, though, you have to also be willing to let those people go. Let them fall away out of your experience because, again, they're connected to an old version of you. And you have to be willing to let go of the old in order to create space for the new and welcome the new in. That which is truly aligned with who you truly are. Because you are healing and transmuting who you are not, right? That is this journey of truly, truly loving yourself. She's ready. She's waiting for you, goddess. She's calling to you. She just wants to be heard and truly expressed. So with that, I am very much being called power of surrender here. Where is our power of surrender? Ooh. Surrender to effortlessness. Stop pushing so hard. Again, that is this energy today of taking that step back. And that was very much, again, where I had to be, I'm efforting. You know, Abraham Hicks talks about too much efforting. When you're efforting so much, what you're actually doing is you're the one that's putting the resistance in your path of what you desire. You're the one that's feeding the blocks. You're the one that's creating the block and feeding the limiting beliefs, right? Because you're forcing a square peg into a round hole. Stop it. Just stop it. Just put it down and completely walk away for a moment. It's still going to be there when you get back. And if it's not, then it was supposed to fall away. You see? That's what this surrender and trusting this journey. So I do have a couple journal prompts that are coming through right now. Number one is looking at the things that you have been efforting. What things in my life have I been forcing or efforting so much that it's draining to me? I'm actually hemorrhaging my energy through this efforting. And quite frankly, at this point, because of all this efforting, what I was once passionate about, I'm really not feeling passionate about anymore. All right. So I will take that journal prompt and, make it into a little square and post that. But again, the question comes down to this. In what ways am I efforting so much that I am creating my own resistance? Boom. All right, so there's the question. In what ways am I efforting so much that I am creating my own resistance? Number two, relationships in my life that may no longer be aligned. Be looking at the relationships that take extra effort and leave you feeling drained. All right, what relationships in my life are draining me? So that's question number two. What relationships in my life are draining me? And then question number three to that, journal prompt number three would be, what actions am I being called to take to recalibrate and realign myself with my truth? There you go. What actions am I being called to take to realign myself, to recalibrate and realign myself with my truth? And that truth, goddess, being that, this doesn't feel good over here, but this does. Being around this person doesn't feel good, but this does. Forcing this to try to happen really does not feel good. So I'm going to take a step back. Because a lot of times, goddess, here's the key. When it comes to anything that we're doing in our lives, that we are over-efforting. First step is to always just put your hands up and take a step back. Just let the chips fall where they may. And trust that everything is going to divinely land the way it's supposed to. Okay? It's the story of the muddy water in a creek. When things have become so muddied, and this is why when we're going and going and going, and we keep bumping up and bumping up and bumping up, it's because, again, you're the resistance. That's why you keep hitting resistance. You are it. And that means there's something in you that needs your attention, that's being called to be healed and released. So you've got to be the one to recognize that for yourself and say, oh, I'm going to take that step back. And I needed to reiterate that because wherever I started with that little statement, that's where I ended up, right? It just comes back to you recognizing that as long as you take care of you and surrender things that are outside of you, the universe is going to handle that too. And that's where all of this efforting comes from, is we are trying, and those who know me know how I feel about the word try. We are trying to do a job that's not our job, right? When we are having so much frustration and resistance in our experiences because we're trying to do things that are out of our control. They're not what we're supposed to be doing. So this is why. Focus on where your power is, Goddess. What are you supposed to be doing right now? You. That's what. You. How can I love myself more? That's journal prompt number 4. Oh, I love the little rhymes. How can I love myself more? That's journal prompt number 4. Right? Because that's where your power is, Goddess. Your power is in surrendering it's surrendering the effort. Surrendering to effortlessness, meaning surrendering to the support of the divine, knowing that by you pulling back and allowing the muddy water to settle and clear so that all of that chaos can be calmed, that is you saying, I trust, I surrender, I say yes to the universe. And that is you saying, I trust, I surrender, I say yes to yourself. That you trust in yourself, you trust in your gifts and your abilities, you trust in your journey, that everything is working out for you because, dear divine feminine goddess, it is. It is. And with that, with angel number 454, that is the energy reading for this week, is again to be here now, to recognize that you are safe. Safe to take that break, safe to take a time out, that it is okay to focus on you, especially in the midst of all of the chaos and madness of this time of year that the society has to feel the need to participate in. Remember, Goddess, love yourself more and love yourself first. Fill your cup so you have it to overflow into others. And with that, I remind you that the power, it is in your hands. Because that power has always been inside you. Namaste.